Hey, brother. Eric, what's up? No, here I don't hear you, bro, at all. Brooke, maybe you want to jump in while Eric is fixing.
Can you hear
And
me?
hello. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
What is going on? My I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Something's wrong. Can you hear me back? Like, I don't know. My microphone is broken. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's so good to see everybody. I missed you all.
I know.
We missed you too.
Feels like two
So
years
good.
ago. What happened here?
I know,
So
right?
good to see. How's things? How's everybody's feeling? I'm curious to know more about how, the Youth Leadership Festival is moving forward. What momentum you've cultivated. And Brooke, welcome back. It's good to see you, Sagita's brother. Uh, Tell
Mhm.
us, please, share with us all the amazing things that you've been up to behind the scenes, because I think it's important to. I'd love to get an update.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, we started last week. The reason we couldn't join is we were volunteering at the Hobie Leadership. So we really started forming a beautiful connection with them. We had just met them through cold calling, actually. And then we set up a meeting with one of their heads, and they were like, oh, they were into what we were doing, but they weren't willing to send youth to the festival right away. So they were just like, why don't you come volunteer at one of our programs? And so we did, and it was really sweet. That was really nice. We didn't get any. We may on the follow up get a participant or two from there, but it was really just the experience. I would say for me personally, the biggest thing that I got out of it was I was able to really experience like this is what it's all about. Like this is why it's worth it. I think on like the one of the last days, because it has felt previously like we're just doing so much of the behind the scenes stuff that you almost start to lose, or at least for me, definitely at points you start to lose track of the actual vision of it. You're just stuck in like this is just what has to happen. But then like in meeting and being with the group of young people and leading the group that I was in, I really connected with them and was able to be like, wow, I actually got a little emotional. I was like, this is what it really is about. This is why this is why we're doing everything that we're doing, so that was really beautiful. And other than that, we've just been we've been doing as much as we can to try and get new participants. We've brought in a virtual option. We're doing webinars. So we've been and car camping and making it work however possible. So there's a lot more to it. Yeah.
I love it. Meijing, do you want to add anything?
For Hobie, my experience was, yeah, definitely just a connection with the youth, but most importantly, they've been around for 60, 70 years, and they've been doing exactly kind of what we want to do. They have a national conference every year where they bring young minds from all around the country into this conference in Chicago. And then throughout that, they have satellites around the states. So every single state has a workshop in the summer or a summit. They call it a seminar. So it's a 3 day seminar, and that's what Sean and I went here in Oregon, in Portland for. So just seeing their system and how they work and how they present and how their volunteers are the ones that are creating these satellites and really running everything. So for me, that was really impactful, like seeing how it actually, how a company or an organization that has been doing it for so long has developed in their systems that they have built. And they had one of the corporate people come in and they was there with us. So we connected with them. So it was, in that sense, it was a huge learning experience and very beautiful coming into the festival to see how we're gonna do our how are we gonna approach the system part of it, because it's something that we definitely need to improve on the systems. And besides that, yeah, we've been very adaptable. It's been really intense. The last call that we had at the lighthouse, we were talking about the location and how everything was coming about, and we after that we ended up raising money, and because of that, we were able to. What we ended up doing was we got smarter. So the problem that Sean and I have, or I guess it's not a problem because we're just very expensive thinkers. We, in our heads, can just do everything. We bring 500 people because in our heads it's possible, but in reality, it's actually much more difficult than anything in the world we can anticipate being. So we we like think big and then we like scale down. So we flip the script around. So now we're really like starting more niche and then scaling up quickly. So that's really the turnaround that I've seen the most with our way of approaching everything. So when we got the original location, we thought really big and we were trying to scale it down and it was not possible. So now we switched to a new location that is also in nature, and it's very divinely led because the two humans that run that location, one of them is a sculptor, global artist that is amazing human and has such powerful pieces around the property, just like 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall, that he has built sculptures. And he's gonna give an art workshop for the youth that are coming in. And then the other lady that's his girlfriend is a alchemist, shaman, that she's been a shaman since she was 15 years old. And she's like so open to wanting to do a workshop for 3 hours on the 7 steps of alchemy for the youth the first day of the program. And like it's just so beautiful because they're like so aligned to what we're doing, and they're like, okay, bring this specific amount of number of people, and if you need more, we'll charge you X amount per person that comes after. So which is what we should have done in the first place, right? Like, okay, we start here and then we scale up, not scale down. So it's just, it was a learning curve, but we were able to adapt extremely quickly, literally in a day or two. We just said, okay, look, find. And I called the guy in the morning and we were in his property that afternoon looking at it. Then we spent 5 hours there writing up a contract, really seeing what is it that our needs are and what is it that we need from them and how does it look like for us to run a successful event together. And so that was like our whole weekend last weekend, just really making sure that got taken care of. And it was like extremely like a fifth or a sixth of the price of the other one. And we get all these workshops and we got a sponsor for the food. So it's been really such a blessing, everything that has been happening. And now we can solely focus on bringing in participants and the virtual, which is an option that we decided to bring in because we were weighing out how difficult it will be to do a live stream. And it's actually not that difficult. So we're gonna do a live stream so we can bring in youth from around the world to log in and really connect. So maybe we have 30 people in person, but on the live stream we can have 50, 60, 70, 80, and we can really scale it in that sense. So that's an option that's gonna go live today, and we're gonna start offering that virtual. We actually had a webinar with the ACOM community yesterday. And they were like, oh, I'll donate $100 because it's $97 for the live stream for the 4 days. And people were like, I'll donate $100 if you have a youth that wants to show up. And so we had a couple of donators that are wanting to give us some money to bring in youth that can otherwise afford the $100. So anybody else, please, that's like watching this call, if you have $100, there's definitely youth. I have a call tomorrow with a nonprofit from Peru that I've been working very closely with for very many years. And they do workshops in villages around Peru, especially in the Titicaca Lago in the south of Peru. So I have a call with her tomorrow, and she's one of the leaders. And I really want to offer that virtual for the youth so they can meet up and connect from where they're at in south of Peru. So anyways, yes, donations, because they obviously don't have their nonprofit, they don't have the money. So any little bit helps. So we made it very affordable for the virtual so we can really give access to everyone. So we'll have Spanish translators and Portuguese translators. We have access to Chinese translators if we need it as well. So if it needs to, there's no barrier of language barrier. That's definitely something that we make sure that we have access to. So anybody around the world that's wanting to log in and doesn't speak English, there's gonna be that translator. So that's why we decided to do virtual as well, so we can give access to more humans. And besides that, tomorrow we go to a conference. luckily enough, the National Unity Conference is happening in Oregon this year. Divinely enough, so all youth that are indigenous from around the country are coming to Oregon this weekend, and there's like 500 of them, and I think it's like 2,000 people because they come with guides and teachers, and so everybody's coming in to this conference this weekend, and we just emailed the head of the well, yesterday I talked to them, and we bought a booth to be there. We are printing out a banner, a really beautiful banner that says the RQ Global, and it says creating tomorrow's leaders. It's a really nice banner, so we'll put it in the back. We're gonna have headphones so people can really do some serene mind or really immerse themselves into that mindset. And we're gonna obviously offer the festival and the virtual. So it's gonna be a really beautiful opportunity to get in front of a bunch of youth that are youth leaders and are flying into Oregon to really better their lives. And they're all indigenous, which is a community that has been really hard for us to tap into. So it's so that's it. That's about the summary, I guess. And then next week is just full on passing out flyers and talking to people in person. And we've been emailing a lot of people, coaches here in Oregon, just really looking to connect with community locally. It has not been easy to connect with locals. It's actually quite difficult for some reason. Like everybody that signed up is coming from out of the country or out of the state. We don't have many Oregonians or Oregon people from Oregon. So that's definitely our focus for the next 2 weeks. That's it. I think I spoke too much, but that was that. Okay.
I love it. It sounds exciting. I'm super grateful to be able to observe and watch, and I love how you guys that flexibility and adaptability. This is when we're so flexible and adaptable, the universe gives us exactly what we need. We just got to be able to pay attention and see it. So it's about that decision and that commitment, as we know, and then as a result, that manifests. It's like I don't know if I told you guys this one, but like I am, right? So I am is integrity, action, manifestation, or like Farah likes to call it magnetism. But the same thing, same but different. I think that's the intention here is always knowing that if you're in integrity and you take action, it will always manifest. And that's the manifestation. So you guys are doing it and you're feeling it and you're experiencing it. And I love that you're feeling the path because you're walking it. So it's cool. It's cool to observe.
Yeah, it's
Brooke,
really
tell
awesome
us.
that the way everything just shifted and like this. Here you go. Here you go. Better, better. You want a better? Yeah, it's just like also the part of letting go. Beautiful. Yeah, thanks for sharing so broadly what's going on. And definitely there was not too much. We haven't spoken for 2 years, so I'm glad you made a full circle.
We live in the exponential realm, so it's important to be able to share.
Definitely.
And Brooke was away for 5 years or so.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like too. Yeah. No, it's really good to hear your guys' update because I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, is the event happening? I don't know. But yeah, was your virtual event, was that good? How was that?
The virtual summit, it was good. We had probably 80 signups, but average we were having like 15 people show up to the calls, which is typical youth. But we did get a bunch of signups, and we did have youth from different parts of the world so we had translators in Spanish and Portuguese that time. And we didn't know what we were doing yet, but honestly, it taught us so much. It taught us how to like deal with the translators, how to like change screens, music, speakers. So it really trained us for this live stream that we're about to do. So
it was so funny. It was the first time like when there was a question in a different language, I was like, what do I do, Shaw? Like remember you guys? I was like,
yes.
And then I had to get her to like redo it. It was so funny because I had no idea.
She just went off in Spanish on Eric.
We actually talked about that yesterday. We were laughing about that because she just went right through it. You're like, wait. Like, and she just kept going.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I loved being a part of that summit. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. What about you, Brooke? How are you?
I'm good. I have been traveling for like the past month. So I went back home and then to Denver and then to LA to Big Bear for Anawa. And I'm back in Portland now. Yeah. Oh, just I mean, I am ready for the event and like reconnecting so I can make sure that I know how I'm engaging for that week or before or after. And I'm working on my own business stuff because I had is my biggest struggle is always FOMO. So I have a whole group of people that are in Estonia right now that I met last year at Mind Valley, and I had the ticket and I had the flight and everything to go to be there. And I was like, no, I'm gonna stay in Portland, build business, do the event. And so, anyways, I got over that yesterday. But um, but yeah, and I think like m- I'm I was originally going to be in Portland till like the end of October, and during Anawa or just before Anawa, I decided I didn't really want to be here for that long. So then things naturally started to fall away, and so now I'm gonna, I think, head down the coast the beginning of September. But I mean, I'll still be here while the events are happening here. I mean, I think I told you guys I was like, I don't know why I came to Portland. If I came to Portland just for this event to help out, then like that's enough. And then yeah, I can head out. But yeah, that's it. That's my general life update. I have I have this doggy now.
Oh.
She's a constant companion.
Hmm. Like it's yours?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he is.
Her name's Lola. But yeah, and then another thing, like, so because I had free housing worked out all the way till the end of October, and but I was just starting to feel more constricted by like pet sitting for people. And so I don't know. My plan is to like head towards LA, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. But we're gonna, yeah, open up and see what happens.
So what's the issue or what's the thought or what's the process that you're taking in regards to business? Because I'm hearing that you are discovering parts of yourself that you want to put out there into the world, and you're curious on how to do that, but maybe I'm misunderstanding. So tell me, what are some of the things with regards to business that you're wanting to kind of anchor?
Well, getting like I'm working on foundations and structures, so like website, working on like how I want to speak and write, and as far as like me moving, I don't know, like I really am looking for like community, and so I'm moving towards like my other coaching cohorts who like, we've talked about building workshops together and events sort of thing. So trying to get in more contact with like the types of people who want to build similar stuff to me. I don't know if I answered what you were looking for.
Well, I'm curious, like with regards to clarity, like there's an opportunity to anchor that with Shaw and Beijing, to anchor your awareness or the way that you're able. There's an opportunity to kind of all work together and get curious about what their needs are, see if Beijing or Shaw needs something because they are moving and they are making things happen, and maybe that will give you even more of that foundation to see how that support, and then as a result anchor your brilliance by getting curious about their needs and then seeing what you can do to support them. So I don't know, Meijing, Shaw, if you guys want to speak to that, but I think that there's so much profound experience that can come from saying, okay, I'm committed, I'm deciding, I'm acting, I'm in that space of manifesting alongside these people that are already doing it, and I can bring my own uniqueness to that space. There's a power in that, and then that community that you're wanting to cultivate instead of like traveling to Estonia or going to to Aniwa. And I know the founders of Aniwa, and they're great people, and I get it, and the ceremonies they do are amazing, and all these things are amazing. But fundamentally, it's about like, building your own tribe. And if the tribe is here, where you're at, and they're taking the action, we just have to be aware of that and pay attention and saying, hey, what can I do? Tell me, or what do you need? This is what I love to do. So maybe something that you guys want to cultivate in this conversation right now in this moment.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's great.
So I mean, for me, I guess like I'm definitely open, right? And that's why I was like, I mean, I'm definitely going to be here, and um like the event will be good to see how things come together, how we work together, how we complement each other on a deeper level. Yes, of course we can definitely talk beforehand, and I think um I have, yeah, I don't know, tried to engage, and but it's been a little chaotic for all of us. So
Well, what do you need, Brooke? What do you need?
right now, direction, I guess.
Amazing. And what do you need, Shaw? I'm curious in terms of like, what are some of the directions that you're heading right now on the operations side that you could really cultivate in terms of the bigger mission?
Yeah, this is something we've been struggling with. I've been struggling with for sure, is figuring out how to place people into what we need without just giving them like individual tasks, because that's how we done it previously, and it doesn't really work because, again, like Meijing said, there's not really the system. So that's why for right now we've just been kind of like really just, oh, there's only 2.5 weeks left. It's just we can't bring in too many more people because for the team, because we don't even have a system to really integrate them into. It would just be us like telling them individual things to do, which for most people doesn't really work. You know what I mean? For most people, they need a whole system, they need an organized thing to follow. So we've kind of run into that, and we've realized that for a while, but now it's just gotten to the point where it's so close to the event that it's hard to create that and have that in play, and then people get used to it and they start integrating it right before the whole thing happens. So
So
honestly,
maybe a better question then is, what do you want to do, Brooke? Like, what do you
I
really
want
want? What do you want to
for
do,
me.
Brooke? No.
Oh wait, for Brooke.
Yeah. What does Brooke want to do? Brooke, what do you want to do? What do you want to cultivate? What do you want to amplify in yourself? And then we can find a way to integrate that into what's already happening around the world.
So I don't know if you're talking about for this event in particular, or
No, I'm talking in genuine, like, it doesn't matter about the event. Like, this is what I really want everyone to start thinking more about, is what if you could have everything that you want in your life, what could you just do forever without anyone ever telling you what to do in terms of direction? Because the direction comes from your inner being, right? It doesn't come from needing to get direction from Shaw or Meijing, or me, or Sagitas. It comes from, what do you really want to cultivate, and how do you want to live this beautiful, amazing life that we live?
right. Well, so let me start with the event then, because this was, well, I had talked to Shaw and Meijing a bit, and I was like, um, I would love to help facilitate in some way, like be a group leader, or like be a kind of host to introduce people, right? And I like facilitating conversations, and to get people to to think deeply and to talk with each other and to conversate, right? And so like that's also, you know, when I was saying like in my coaching friends who want to do events and things, right? Like I really do want to build like intimate sort of events to get people to expand and grow. So I mean that is what I'm like aiming towards in that sense.
Cool. So you wanna when everybody is available or everybody is there, that's when you want to really support. But what up until that moment, what can you do to take action to help people to get there is I guess also a huge part because you know Beijing and Shaw are also getting people to get there. They're figuring out the location, they're figuring out the space, they're figuring out so more
Yeah.
than just being you know a space holder is like we're also needing to take action prior to that behind the scenes. And so you know, you're talking about creating events and making events happen. So what is it that you can help in terms of getting people to come and support and be a part of this so that you are facilitating alongside them or at the event so they don't feel like, hey, you know, like, because at the end of the day, right, it's about, okay, yeah, like we all want to serve people and we all want to be around people and we want to hold space for people. We want to have fun with people. Like, this is amazing. We're all amazing at this. Fundamentally, though, the action prior to that is what really is the hardest part.
Sure. So in regards, I'll start with this event and then we'll go bigger. It's difficult to come into something that's already like well underway and like is how I feel. So my experience, my background's in project management. So I mean, I am a organizer, a scheduler, work with people, yeah.
Wow, so this is amazing. And it sounds like that's exactly what Mr. Shaw right now was trying to figure out was that, hey, how can we get more organized? We can get more strategic. So perhaps there's a way where you could say, hey, Shaw, guess what? I'm a project manager. I can help you get organized X, Y, and Z, and we can do this, and this better. So we can integrate and help Meijing with this, and this better. And this is the way that you know what I mean. And that all of a sudden, did you see? He's just like, oh my god, you just answered my
Thank you.
what is going
I needed that. Oh, so bad. Yeah, we needed
on?
that.
This is genuinely the part where it's like it's not our minds are trying to say, hey, this is not our thing, I can't do anything. But the truth is that if we're just like, hey, this is something that I enjoy, I like to be organized. Shaw, do you need me to help you to be organized? This is something that I'm amazing at, and we can really build the systems, the processes, the functionality of behind the scenes of how RQ Global works. Then fundamentally, it allows them to do the things that they're amazing at as well. And then as a result, at the event, you get to facilitate even more people because you're helping them being organized behind the scenes. And then that becomes like this ripple effect.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, so appreciate it. My problem is always feeling like a burden, so I don't often like put myself and yeah, push the situation, I guess.
You're not pushing. You're not pushing. Do you see what just happened here? We got curious. All
Yeah.
of us got curious. All of us got curious. I mean, I was the one that was loud about it, but we all got curious. Right? So this curiosity creates an opportunity to really get a distinct opportunity of what the needs of each person are, what the needs of the project is, and what the needs of like what we really want to do. Because then it creates a safe space for us to just open up and say, hey, I'm really amazing at this. And I love it. And I can help. And as a result, this is what ends up happening. And I'm just doing it. What I'm doing is just being all of your internal being expressing itself in a space to really hold the energy so that everybody can be themselves as well.
Mm.
So action plan. What can you and Shaw and Meijing do after this call or later today, or even on the call if you need right now, to really take the next steps to figure out what organizational skills that Shaw needs to support Meijing, and Meijing needs to support Shaw, so that you can support them both, so that they can continue to amplify, magnify, and attract more people. Because I guarantee you that they'll be able to get way more people if they're way more organized.
Sure.
Right now, we just run around like chickens with our head cut off. Okay, we'll go here. We'll get these people. How do we do this? Oh my God.
Like, you will be mother hen. You will literally be able to take care of them so that they can go and shine, so that you can then shine at the event. Do you see how it becomes mutually beneficial? Everybody is supporting each other.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love it. And I mean, what I need to be able to help more is to understand more of the behind the scenes. And you might have more specific things. You're like, nope, I know I want you to work on this or this. That's fine. But like, I have no idea. Like, I have seen how you guys operate. Um, and I understand when you said like, uh, trying to place people beyond individual tasks, right? Because when we had that call with, I can't remember the other's name, but like, and you had your little doc and you were assigning us individual tasks. So I don't know what else you might need, but I'm open to chatting about anything behind the scenes so that I can get a better picture in my head, because that'll help me to see what
And
I can do.
I think also, Shaw, just to be very aware, is get curious about what Brooke might see as a better fit to be organized, right? Because opening up what you have done or not done or haven't done or don't know how to do, saying, hey, what do you think? What do you think, Brooke? Because this is your skill. This is your, sorry, Sagitas, I know you want to say something. This is what this is your skill. This curiosity will give you even more, because then you're allowing her to lead in a place that she excels at, right?
Yeah.
So Sagitas, please, bro.
Thank you. A lot of going on. Don't want to sneak in there. Brooke, you were saying that you feel like a burden most of the times. And my curious question is, how do you want to feel in that? Like, how feel is needed for that feeling to be as well?
It broke out a little bit. Was there something attached to how do you want to feel, or was it just how do I want to feel?
No, I think that's like, how do you want to feel it? Because like you were saying, you're feeling like a burden sometimes, and that's the known feeling, right? That's the pattern. And I'm curious, how do you want to feel, like, to make you feel like fully a part of it, or like the owner of it, so you don't wait for somebody to give you direction. You like, yeah, I don't want to give too much guidance, but what is your feeling you want to feel in all this event and prior
Yes.
events?
So, I mean, I think, yeah, it was kind of a hesitation waiting on an invitation sort of thing. But like, if, I am, I I guess welcome to help. It's just a sense of the empowerment, right? And that's how I want us all to feel, is like empowered in whatever we're doing. Um, and I mean, as far back as, when Meijing was talking about like having to, do the speaking thing, it's like, that kind of thing. So I want to feel empowered in whatever capacity that I help you guys. And so then you can also, as Eric was saying, be more empowered in the work that you're doing as well.
Do you see how that's a mutual exchange? How when we're empowering each other, hey, like, what can I do to help you? Then we get more empowered to do what we love to do. And this is something that I don't know if a lot of people understand the benefit of that. But what we're doing is we're real time experiencing that feeling in each other's kind of experience, because we thought we were stuck in our head. Oh my goodness, I need to know it all. I need to figure it out all before I can really go anywhere, versus just getting curious about, Brooke, like, what do you want? What do you need? How do you want to feel? Meijing, do you want to add anything?
I love what everyone is saying, and I completely see how Brooke can fit into this beautiful family that we're creating, because this, just like the virtual seminar that we had, it was a learning experience, but this festival or this summit that we're having is it's the perfect opportunity for us to learn how do we empower each other to really shine, but also how do we create this organization behind the event so we can turn around quickly and create another one in 4 months, right? And not wait a year because we're so lost with everything we're doing. So the idea behind this movement, at least for the summits, is for us to build them twice a year or 3 times a year. So we're really pushing to do the next one in December, January. So if we can together work on how do we create this like system, I don't like calling it system because it's so like corporate, but like if you can help us organize it so we can bring in more youth, because we do have young people that really want to help, but like we were saying, it's really hard to adapt them into a system that's kind of like not really a system. So if you can help us in that, and really empower yourself as a leader and just take range, we can show you the docs that we built as a blueprint for the festival in our own way of thinking. And then you can grab that and make your own way of how you feel
Make
as
it better.
project manager. Yeah, make it way better, enhance it in your way, and then just lead us. Like like Eric was saying, as the mother hen, say, Meijing, Sha, keep running, because what we do is just we don't care. We'll pass flyers and buses. We just do what we need to do. We talk to whoever we need to talk to, and but it's the back of the behind the scenes. Definitely needs some nurturing. So if you can help us empower that, we can grow, so we can scale very quickly and be around the world pretty quickly and really empower youth and attract them like with ease and not so much heaviness.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds great. And just so you know, I understand your hesitation with the word system, but I don't see system as a dirty word. I see it as the container that allows everything to flow and everything
Good.
else build out of.
Me
So
too. I'm the same. Ask Sagitas. Sagitas like, fuck, Eric, what's this balanced universe you're creating?
yeah, I think the right systems, not too strict, not too rigid, allow for more flexibility and more creativity, right? So
Sagitas, you want to add anything, brother?
About a system that is like, thanks Brooke for bringing that up. That for me, that I discovered Bitcoin, for me, my aha moment was that is like, oh, this is a system based on love, where current system is based on fear and control. So that's like, yeah, definitely. It might be a better word to express what we are aiming here, but I think it's a good word, system, for sure. It needs to be system,
Yeah.
some way.
Because when we are systematic and we create a system, it cultivates an organism, right? Ultimately, if we create an organism, it cultivates genuine flow or genuine trust, because our body, think of it as a system, right? But it's an organism, that looks after itself. And this look how ease and flow this organism created here in the space. We did it because we just start trusting ourselves, right? So there is a simplicity that allows the universe to manifest itself through us, the more that we trust in what's real, versus getting into our heads and worried about what other people think and all that shit. You know, that's not necessary. Just be yourselves, because every single person on this call is so incredible, like genuine. We are creating the future. We're building it. And like, this is fucking amazing what we're doing. And we're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger every single day. And so this is a team effort. We are all manifesting magic. And I'm blessed to know each and every one of you. I'm so excited for the next decades to live close to you guys and be with you guys and harmonize this beautiful world we get to live on. So, and it comes from trusting ourselves. Fundamentally, it's about knowing that we have a fucking amazing gift, saying what we need, asking for what somebody else needs, and then just figuring out a solution. Because if we live with a solution-oriented mindset, we can always make it happen. Oh, that's all we got to think.
Yeah, solution, and like what I notice here is like reinforcement is it's a very strong thing for me. That's what's going on with like continuously trying to reinforce each other. You know, it's just like not even trying, reinforcing each other. Like what you, Brooke, just did, shared what's going on, and then like everybody just jumps and push energy there. Like that's, you know, beautiful what's going on. Hey, don't forget to be weird.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
transparency.
It's been a minute. I haven't reminded that for a while.
Yeah, the weirdness is a must, but the transparency is what's going to give us the ability to feel even more safe, and to also taking ownership, because that's what gives everybody saying, hey, you know what? Fuck, she's right. You know, I haven't done this, or I have done this, or you know, I'm not certain about this. And it's beautiful. It really is the greatest way of learning when we hold that space of truth for each other.
Yeah, and we had a beautiful conversation with Shaw and Mei Jing 2 years ago, exactly, our last call, and that transparency came out, and vulnerability, and I feel like that's Shaw like brought the problem to the surface. It took us 1 hour to get there. So, and then like this magic start clicking and shifting and calibrating, and is just I would really recommend Brooke to watch our last call we had 2 weeks ago. I think it was an interesting one.
But I should fast forward to the last 20 minutes.
1 hour.
That's
1
a good
hour.
one.
1 hour. 1 hour in.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I want to second also on Eric's. That I'm also really grateful for all of like meeting all of you. I'm so curious what's going to happen in the event, how it's going to play out, and what's going to be the outcome. And yeah, I'm going to celebrate together with you. Looking forward with Mei Jing, 1 million youth being touched. When was that?
July
Like 2 weeks?
25th.
Is it like in 2 weeks from now or something like that?
No, 1 year from now, actually. 1 year and a half, 1 year and a month.
Yeah. And then we're going to calculate each and every one. We're going to catch all of them. We're going to put it in a table. Brooke, are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah. No, it's the when I was younger, I had two stepsisters. They were half sisters and like just a little bit older than me. And then when they were around for the first like 12, 13 years of my life. And then they decided to stop visiting. And so anyways, I think it's just this kind of like trio situation to where it's like, excuse the dogs, but this trio situation to where it's like, yeah, kind of feeling like this outsider third party kind of thing. And so I think that's the whole like burden and waiting to be invited thing. So that's what I'm processing right now.
Thank you for sharing that.
Compassion is everything. And I feel you, and it's beautiful, and we're so grateful for your honesty and truth. Because we've all felt like outsiders over and over and over again. I can tell you how many times you go and put your heart into something, pour all your money, and the world or the community or somebody tells you that you can't do it. And it's the greatest discovery of oneself. And what I realized is that as a result, it brought me closer to the people that also were the rainbow sheep. We called it yesterday. The rainbow sheep. We are the rainbow sheep.
I was calling it,
I
since I'm here in the burn gathering, and we all are kind of like I was telling to Eric, we all kind of black sheeps in the family, like cannot fit in our family, or like too colorful or too whatever, like, and then we changed it to rainbow sheeps. That is better for sure. Yeah, and Brooke, thanks for opening up and pouring some tears here. We need here. It's too dry sometimes.
Thanks for allowing. I couldn't stop if I wanted to, which I don't. So
remember me taking the whole time and crying, and all of you holding space for me, and it's just, this is the space exactly for this and for everything. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Grateful.
So, Brooke, you are part of this family, and you are not an outsider. You are an insider. And we want you to feel super connected to us because we love you, we appreciate you, we thank you. And we're so excited to continue to learn from you because you have so much to give. You have so much to offer. You have so much that we get to learn from. And it's your beauty that we get to learn from. So express yourself fully. Feel safe to be here. Feel safe to be who you are. Feel safe to express your gifts, your knowings, your experiences, and feel safe to be pissed off if you need to be. That's okay too.
And also like allow, like I already granted permissions to hear to everyone except you to do mistakes. So you get a license to do mistakes and follow it and whatever. Like I love you so. So it's like, what the fuck?
I need to get my notebook out, bro. Right into
So I would like to suggest, Shaw, that we add Brooke to the USA Youth Festival WhatsApp group as like the internal team, so we can then also start to integrate whatever needs to conversations need to happen there in terms of actions and things like this, so she can really feel like she's part of the inside here, and we can start to really get curious about what she needs in terms of supporting your organizational philosophies and really getting curious about putting that all together. So may I suggest that, brother?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I just have to
Awesome.
charge my phone, but
Yeah, it's no.
Brooke,
I'm so
also,
used to doing everything now. Now, let's do it now. Go. Yeah.
I want to ask Brooke if you have any need right now, just to, because since we are in the space and it's a vulnerable container, and yeah, do you have anything to share, or you need to hear anything out, or
No,
any?
I appreciate you guys so much, and I will need a little bit of time to process through everything that I just felt in the last 15 minutes. But yeah, no, I really appreciate it all the words, all the space. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Beijing, do you wanna add anything before we end off?
This is beautiful. Well, just text us, Brooke, whenever you're ready to get on a call. Sean and I will be in front of our computers working for the next pretty much all afternoon. So whenever you feel ready to get on a call, we can get on a call and we can walk you through that doc. I'll send it to you as well, and we can start moving forward.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
and something is
Yes.
calling
It's a
inside
great
of me
feeling.
to add that, or like as a suggestion for me, like I was also feeling as a burden in many cases, and then like to grant a permission to oneself to lost it. To be on my terms, you know, like when I join a project or whatever, so it's on my terms. So like no fucking expectations, no obligations. I do what I want to do and when I want to do, and like, you know, like that, to have that full on where I act only from love. And Eric knows that I don't do I don't move my finger if I don't feel love for it. Like I stopped doing that. I don't know when. I don't do that anymore. So only from love. And that's very vulnerable for me to, you know, like I would expect that Eric has some expectations. So I would be like, hey bro, like no expectations here between, you know, like I have to claim it for myself. So I know I expressed it. Now I can be calm, and now I can choose what I want to contribute my energy, or where I want to direct my energy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That sounds nice.
Yeah, because it's like it's easy to get ourselves into trap of feeling as a burden, and like, you know, over promising and under delivering, or like and we kind of, when we go into that trap, is like we pushing ourselves even further deep into a rabbit hole from being to access the self motivation, self leadership, self drive, because that's what matters. Like we celebrate our own successes every day or moment or whatever, but we need to execute them. We need to choose them, and we need to fight with them, and then we need to fucking accomplish them, I guess.
That's amazing. I love you, Sigitas. I love all of you. I love you, Eric. I love you, Beijing. I love you, Brooke. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Big love to you all. Let's have a beautiful rest of the week, or enjoy your weekends. And you guys know where I'm at if you need me. So I'm here. I'm always observing, like that eagle, always seeing and looking everywhere. I always see it when.
We feel it.
If you think nobody is watching, Eric is watching.
Oh yeah.
It's just his nature. He cannot not to. You know, it's just like it's a part of it. It's not doing that intentionally. It's just a part of it.
Yeah. I got your backs all the time. I love you all, and let's keep crushing it. Brooke, thank you for being here.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Love you guys.
Much
Love you all.
love.
Much love.
Ciao, ciao.